Hello and welcome to Author Skillset Wednesday, day 24 of the 2-Minute Author Challenge. My name is Christopher D'Armani, and I help authors go from blank page to finished first draft to published book with ease. And today's quote is really, really beautiful. There are no shortcuts to any place worth going. And what I want to do today's discussion is I want to basically sort of paraphrase Beverly Sils' quote into there are no shortcuts to writing a book. Yeah, basically that's it. So let me get those slides going. So, like anything in life, if you're trying to do something new, something you haven't done before, something that is worthwhile, fulfilling, any worthwhile accomplishment requires a number of things. It requires you to devote the time required. It requires you to devote the effort required. And it requires that you be determined to meet the deadline you've set for yourself in order to get whatever this worthwhile accomplishment might be completed. So this is exactly the same for writing a book. It truly is. So my first question, of course, is do you have a plan to get your book written? Simple question, but so many people start writing a book, but they don't have their roadmap for success. They don't have a plan. They haven't worked out how to make this happen, but they've started because in the beginning, it's shiny new object syndrome. It's a new idea, it's something really exciting, and I just really want to get this thing done, but I don't take the time to count the cost, right? And counting the cost is not just financial, it's in time, resources, all those other things as well. So my next question would be, if you don't have a roadmap for success for your book, are you willing to develop one? And I would really hope that you would answer yes, because when you have a really well-developed, detailed roadmap, it's really easy to get to your destination. Think of going on a road trip across the country. You're going to start on the West Coast, or you make it to the East Coast, and you have a specific route you want to go on. But by knowing those specifics and each little place where you're going to spend the night every single night, getting to your destination becomes really, really simple because you're taking it in one small chunk at a time. Writing a book is really the same way. And if we build that plan that way, it becomes a really, really simple process. So if you're willing to build that plan, but you don't have one already, I would highly encourage you to join me starting August 8th for Unstuck, a free 5-day workshop for Christian nonfiction authors. And what we go through in this 5-day workshop is how to build that roadmap for success. What's in it, and there's a couple of primary things. Number one, and I talk about this a bunch in previous videos, is that I need to deeply understand why writing this book is important. So we're going to dive into some of that in terms of the mindset stuff. We're going to set a goal, and we're going to use what I call a goal card that you're going to print out and carry with you every single day until your book is done, because that's one of those little tiny mindset pieces that can make a huge difference. And then we're going to go through how to get clear on who you're writing your book for. Because if we're not clear on those things to begin with, it's really challenging to write the book that you want, to write the book that you know you're capable of, and to write the book that will actually impact lives in the way you want to have it impact lives. So from there, we dive into more tool set stuff, specifically on what pieces of the puzzle you may want to use to help reach various types of people and various learning styles, things like that. And then we figure out, well, when can I write? How can I make the time in my schedule to make sure that I'm making forward progress on my book every day? We go through all of that stuff. So that's Monday to Thursday. And then on Friday, we do what I call the fun part, and it's really the final piece of the puzzle, and that's where we develop a detailed outline for your book. And the process takes about an hour, half hour to an hour typically. But once you're through that week, the beautiful thing is that once you're through that week, you will have, let me just get to the right point here, you will have your complete detailed roadmap for success to write your book. You understand deeply why you want to do this, why it's important to you, who it's for, when you're going to be able to make the time to write it, and you'll also know the how. You'll have that detailed outline all ready to go. Will it change over time? Of course. I've yet to write, and I've written and published 49 books so far. I have yet to publish a single book where my outline, even going through this detailed process, was the same as the final book. It's just, you learn more through the process. It's, like we talked about yesterday, I think it was, who must I become to write this book? That's going to really help me transform what I want to write into the most effective way to get the points across to the people I want to reach, the people whose lives I want to impact, the people whose lives I want to change. So fun stuff. And it's completely free. And so I would highly encourage you to just picture in your mind, imagine writing, finishing, and publishing your book this year. That might sound like a really tall order. That might sound relatively simple. But wherever it falls on that scale for you, just know that this is 1000% possible for you, no matter where you're at in your writing journey. That's just a fact. It is possible. Number one, it is possible. Number two, it's possible for you. That's the most important thing to really take out of today's video, is doing this is possible for you. Or to put it into, it is possible for me to actually accomplish this year. Repeat that out loud for yourself. I can do this year. And, share in the comments, how does that, even saying that out loud, feel for you? Like, I've done this a whole bunch of times and I still have chills running down my spine just saying that out loud. So if you are as well, don't be surprised. It's kind of a common occurrence, I think. So to join this free 5-day workshop, go to christianauthorunstuck.com and sign up. And then on the 8th, we're going to get going. It's going to be really fun. I've got a bunch of stuff lined up for you that I think you're going to enjoy. But bottom line is, if you show up and you do the work, you will have that complete roadmap for success for your book, so you can write, complete, and publish it this year. That's a huge deal. No matter who you are. If you want to write a book, getting it done this year, huge deal. So there are no shortcuts, but we can get into a speeding car going down publication highway, if you will. Is it a shortcut? No, but there are ways to speed up the process. We don't skip anything. It's not like we're jumping over things. We're not. We're going through the entire roadmap. But what I'm going to show you next week, or in 2 weeks, slightly less than 2 weeks, is a bunch of really easy, simple ways to make that process so much faster. So I hope you join me. It'll be fun. So with that, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will talk to you again tomorrow at 3 o'clock.